Hello, everyone. We're going to do an intro on pages 230 to 232 of your Grammar Composition 4 work text. So let's go ahead and turn to 230 right now. Okay. We're discussing recognizing predicate adjectives. Remember, a predicate adjective is an adjective that follows a linking verb. Predicate adjective follows the linking verb and modifies the subject. So the plains are desolate. Desolate follows the linking verb are and modifies the word plains. What kind of plains? The desolate plains. Predicate adjectives can be compound, so you can have more than one that follow, and they would point back to the same subject. Predicate adjectives are sometimes called subject complements. Subject complements always follow linking verbs and refer to the subject. Have you memorized the following list of linking verbs? I think we have. Let's say it together. Am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. And then the combination linking action verbs are taste, feel, smell, sound, look, appear, become, seem, grow, remain, stay. To find a predicate adjective, first locate the linking verb, then ask the questions what or how after the verb. All right, so underline the subjects once, the linking verbs twice, and draw a circle around the predicate adjectives. Well, this should be easy. Subjects once, verbs twice, circle at predicate adjectives. The weak sinews become strong by their conflict with difficulties. Sinews is the subject, become is the linking verb. Strong describes sinews, right? So we circle that. We didn't have to do the arrow, did we? I'll erase it so you're not confused. You just have to subject once, verb twice, circle predicate adjectives. Let's move to the next page. The verbs taste, feel, smell, sound, look, appear, become, seem, grow, remain, stay may be used as either linking verbs or action verbs. You can easily determine whether these words are action or linking by asking yourself the following questions. Is the subject in the sentence performing any action? And is there a word followed by the verb that describes or renames the subject? Predicate adjectives describe, predicate nominatives rename. So, the example is the crowd smelled the fish broiling. So they say, ask, is the crowd actually doing something? Is the subject of the sentence performing an action? Is the crowd performing an action? Well, yes, they are. The crowd is smelling. They're smelling something. So that's an action verb. Look at the next one. The fish smelled delicious. Is the fish smelling something? No. Another trick, what I prefer other than what they've said, because they say check to see if the subject is doing any action. Well, I say just the opposite. If you can substitute the verb with one of the linking verbs that we know, like am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been, if you could substitute it and it still makes sense, we know it's a linking verb. Let's look at the first one together. Identify the verbs in the following sentences by writing AV above the action verbs and LV above the linking verbs. In those sentences that contain linking verbs, draw a circle around the predicate adjective. Well, let's look at number one. Such Cantonese specialties as egg rolls and egg foo young have become familiar to Americans. All right. Well, they want you to label the verb first, either AV or LV. Well, the verb is, let's see, specialties. That's the subject. The verb is have become. That is a linking verb. And familiar is the adjective that describes specialties. Okay, that's the predicate adjective. And then let's just do the second one. Many farmers in China grow rice. Are farmers actually doing an action when they grow? Yes, they are. So that's an action verb. All right. Exercise B. Write sentences using the following words as instructed. Smell as an action verb. I like to stop and smell the roses. Okay? I is the subject. Like is the verb. And then what do we like? We like this infinitive phrase. I guess I should, okay. Smell the roses, in this case, is an action verb. Inside the clause, infinitive clause, to stop and smell the roses. Smell is a linking verb. The roses smell fresh. You can replace smell with are. The roses are fresh, and it's pretty much the same thing. Remain is an action verb. Remain here while I check it out. I'm a policeman talking to my deputy. Remain here while I check it out. That's action verb. Then let's say the building remains abandoned. You can replace remains with is. The building is abandoned. Okay, let's look at the last page. Diagramming, yay, we love that. Or at least your teacher does. Okay, so there's lots of different styles here. They're not very difficult. Okay, so for example, participle and compound adjective. The grinning boy wrapped the large blue and gold package. So we've got the is an adjective describing boy. Grinning is a participle describing boy, because grin is something you normally do. It's a verb, an action verb that's being used as an adjective here. And then the and large are both single word adjectives describing package. Gold and blue, or blue and gold, those are two more words, but they are connected with the conjunction and. Compound predicate adjectives. After the slanted line, so you have the verb, the slanted line. This would be a linking verb, slanted line, and then you have two predicate adjectives that follow. You do them on the rocket ship. Infinitive and predicate adjective. The oranges to be picked are ripe. Well, here's the predicate adjective right there. Are is the linking verb. Ripe describes oranges. But then also you have an infinitive here, to be picked, describing oranges. Which oranges? Compound verb with one predicate adjective. The new finish looks and feels smooth. So we have a compound verb with only one predicate adjective here. So you can see we've still got the slanted line. It's just we have the two verbs in between on the rocket ship. It's got a point at both ends. And then here's a compound verb with separate predicate adjectives. So each of the verbs have their own predicate adjectives that they don't share. Let's look at the first one. The red and white streamers looked attractive and festive. Well, let's label everything. Streamers is the subject. Looked is the verb. Now, are the streamers actually, do they have eyes and are they looking? No. Can we replace it with the word are? The red and white streamers are attractive and festive. We can. So this is a linking verb, which means attractive and festive are both predicate adjectives. And then we have the red and white. We have a compound adjective here describing streamers and then one by itself. All right, well, I'm going to do it on paper because there's not enough room for this. So there's our sentence. I don't want to cover it up. Okay, number one. Well, we know, let's see, we've got a compound predicate adjective. So we're going to have to draw a rocket ship off to the right. So let's go down some. Streamers. Looked. And then we've got attractive. And festive. And so now we just have the, red, and white. So we've got the, then we've got red and white. Okay, that's the first one. You do the next 9 and upload, or I'm sorry, you don't upload these photos, you answer the quiz questions on that. Okay, excellent. Well, I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.